Hello, my name is Alex Singleton with Bucephalus Web Development. I'm going to be providing a brief demonstration of how to create an EC2 Bitnami LampStack instance on Amazon Web Services. So I'm assuming most of you already have an account or at least created one. So we're going to start from the actual dashboard area. I will go to click on the icon, the cube, then click on EC2 Virtual Servers in the Cloud. Now you're going to create launch instance. We're going to go over AWS Marketplace, search for LAMP, select the LampStack powered by Bitnami. It's going to be a micro instance because, again, this is a very basic demonstration. Hit review and launch. Again, launch, so it's a basic demonstration. I've already created a project here, but what most of you are going to be doing, actually all of you are going to be doing for following along here, you're going to create a new key pair, you're going to name it. And in my example, I hit AWS example, I believe is the name of it. And then this will create a PEM file that we can download, and then you want to save it to the subfolder where the example file is provided on GitHub. Wherever you save that, ideally within your desktop area, save this file to that same folder. Download key pair, you'll get an instance, so we'll go from there. You downloaded it, you're going to hit launch, and again, that will actually create the name of your instance. So I've already done this already, so just bear with that in mind. It'll launch, you'll go back to the console area, or it should be actually in the dashboard. I'm going to go to EC2 here, and then I'm going to select instances. So this is where you should be after you click that last button. We're going to be using the one I just created. Again, AWS example, you can see the additional information here. And essentially, this public DNS address you'll have here, that will serve as your website address or URL when you prefix http://. So I'm going to copy that, and that's where that is. This is the page right now. I'm going to copy that, and then HTTP prefix. And go to that site. So this is basically the landing page for your Bitnami instance that was just spun up. Ideally, you should see this. So toggling back to the console area here, we're going to grab a few other things while we're at it. If you go to Actions, let me see here, Get System Log. You're going to scroll down and grab the password. Now, the data I'm about to show you right now, you don't want to do this to broadcast this. I'm only doing this for the tutorial, and this will actually be taken down after I run it. So this is something that someone could actually hack into and mess with you if they'd like. But anyway, you want to note this actual password right now. That's basically the password we're going to be using to interact with the small example I provided. Assuming you've downloaded the files from GitHub, you're going to actually enter that information in the login.php area. So I'm going to go to that file, and you're going to want to enter it between the actual string here, the single string quotes. That's the password. Save the file and note it there. So that's that. Close out of this, and then we're going to go to connect. Also note the actual SSH and chmod commands here. So this is essentially for your bash terminal shell. If you want to enter that command in, you can basically SSH in the instance from the command line locally here. So note that into a scratch pad. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then also note just this related, use the chmod 400. That basically will change the permissions of the file within your instance, accessing it from the command line. So close out of this, and I'm going to set this to the side here and bring up the actual terminal. This is my terminal right here. I use iTerm, but I'm going to start from the root, or document root, and then I'm going to cd into my desktop, and then I'm going to find the AWS example. So I'm there. As you can see it, I've already created Git with this folder, so I'm just going to basically update this. You don't have to do this now, but I'm just doing this for the sake of update. And again, if some of you are unfamiliar with Git, Git is basically source control. You can create branches and basically regulate or monitor your files and how they change by using Git. So you actually launch that by typing in Git init, and then that actually creates Git, how it actually would be conducted in the command line. So we're updated on that side of the command line. Now I want to SSH into my instance. Again, I've copied and pasted that script noted earlier. Bash script here. I'm going to copy paste, and we're going to access. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Okay. Oh, that's what I did. I believe I forgot to actually access or use the chmod command. That's the change modification and for permission. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to try SSH into the actual instance. Let's try this again. Okay, so we're in. We're inside of the actual AWS instance. We're logged in. If you hit ls for list, the actual listed directory, what's there, we've got our htdocs in the stack. So we're going to cd into the htdocs, and we'll see the files available. Now, some of you probably aren't necessarily ready for using Vim yet, so we're going to use a simple editor or inline, or internal editor called Nano. If you take a look at nano index.html, we can see that that's our HTML and the styling rendering this instance over here for Bitnami. So you've got that. Let's go ahead and exit out. So to do that, you hit Control-X if you're on Mac, and we're out of it. So from here, we've got our files, but instead of actually hard coding that into the actual terminal here, we're going to actually use FileZilla. So I'll show you how to use that here. I'm going to pull up FileZilla, assuming I can minimize this window and put it alongside. And I'll pull up FileZilla, which is over here. And we're going to log in. So to do that, we actually need to use the site manager within FileZilla. I'm going to type in, again, let me situate this so it's nice and neat. Okay, I'm going to go to Site Manager, and then I'm going to actually create a new site. It's going to be called AWS Example. The host is going to be that on the scratch pad, the actual public DNS address. So copy and paste that. And you can disregard some of these other projects that I have here. It's not a big deal. The port number, I believe that will be, let me see. I'm going to use another example that I used there. Whoop, wrong button there. Go back to Site Manager. That's that. Select SFTP. And remember, use Ubuntu. And that's the wrong one I'm on. Once again, let's try that one more time. Site Manager, click on AWS Example. It's going to be normal, I believe. We're going to type in Ubuntu. I think that's right. No, normal. Delete the password. Type in Ubuntu. You've got the right host. I don't think a port's required, but again, make sure SFTP is selected. So let's try to connect. Oh, that's right, I actually need to peg the PEM file. So that's good. It rejected it since we didn't attach it. So I'm in File, Site Manager, leave Settings next. That's right. I need to go to File Settings as well to actually ensure that the connection will be working okay. So I believe that's an SFTP. I'm going to add a key file. And that key file is contained within desktop, AWS example, and again, that .pem file is right there. So I'm going to select that key file. Pretty sure that's the right one, but let's take a look to make sure. Can't see. Yeah, that's right. Add key file. All right, pardon me. I'm going to hit OK. And that key file should already be associated with that site manager here. Okay, so since that key file is added, now I can actually log in by SSH. I'm sorry, by FileZilla. So again, go to htdocs, and we're simply going to drag and drop the files, the PHP files from the example. We're just going to drop them right into the folder. So I have them right here. Let's go ahead and sort these, and I'm going to select. I'm just going to drop them right in just the index. So they're there. Okay, and I don't know if you've had a chance to review these files on GitHub, but it first starts with login. That's the actual credentials used to create the form. And these two other files that are included. This is actually a create database file, and the MySQL test file will basically require the login information from the login.php file and essentially interact with the database. The create database table file will actually create it. So I'll show you how the rest of this works. And again, I've detailed the process within the README available on GitHub. But we're going to navigate over back to Bitnami. So we're already here at the root, or I guess at the index.html effectively. So the first part of the process here, we're going to create the database by simply accessing that file remotely here. So that file, let me pull up the file name again, is create.php, I believe. Let me see, create-php, create table-php, so / create table. So I copy and paste. And I hit enter. And you'll see that a database has basically been created. And we're going to go ahead and verify that from the back end. I go to iterm, back to where I was, and ls, still in the folder. I'm going to hit MySQL. Command here is MySQL-u-p. And that should require a password. Pardon me here. Try that one more time. The password is, again, is the same password that we've used within that index.php folder. I'm sorry, login.php folder here, which was again retrieved from the information you're not supposed to share on AWS. But again, I'm not really too worried about that because my examples will be deleted after this. So now, after typing the password, I'm in the database, MySQL on the back end. And just to kind of show you around here really quick, we're going to try a few things. So on this, we're going to type in a command, and that command will be show databases. As you can see, I've got a database available here. So next, I'm going to say use music, which is the database name we're using for this example. So we're using the music database. Now I'm going to show the tables. Got a My Music table, that's good. Let's describe the My Music table. I can type. And you can see here, we've got the actual fields types and what type of data they are they nullable or not. So we've got an artist and an album to work with in the back end that will actually store any information input on the front end field form. So I'm going to hit quit. And we've we've exited the MySQL within the command line. So now the next thing is to actually interact with the database. And we do that by accessing the next file, which is within MySQL test.php. So I'm going to copy and paste that, and then we're going to go there next. So now, great, it's success. That means we've actually, we're able to interact with the database in the back end. So I'm going to go ahead and add some add some tunes in here. Let's go ahead and just add maybe Motley Crue. We'll go ahead and add some Daft Punk. And having a hard time typing. And Guns N' Roses. Okay, so now you see that we've got some information available here. It's there. That means we can actually interact with the data on the database in the back end. So let's try that one more time. Let's log in. Same command. Enter the password. Again, right here. Be careful sharing that. So now we're back logged in. I'm going to go ahead and repeat some of the commands that I've used. Simply hit the up arrow. Show databases. Okay, that's good. That means we're going to use music. I don't necessarily have to do that again, but I just did. And we're going to say describe my music. And then we are going to type in, I guess, yeah. And I'm going to basically show you all from music. So we do that by using select all. Select all statement from my music. And this will display all the data contained within that table. So yeah, there it is. Got all the music you want. So anyway, that concludes my little demonstration here. Hopefully this is informative. If you have any questions or you'd like to talk about LAMP stacks or whatever else, or if, perhaps my company could assist your needs in web development, we're happy to help. Again, my name is Alex Singleton with Bucephalus Web Development. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.